What's up? All right. Welcome to Clozer Cult. We're doing FSBOs today. FSBOs. Today, we are officially sponsored by the Red X, the real estate data exchange system. They are your premier lead source for sell by owners, expireds, geo leads, just listed, just sold, you name it. They got a system for it. And I'm officially one of their affiliates. I'm super excited about this. I've used RedX for almost 20 years now. Actually about 16 years. And before that, I used a couple other lead sources, and they were just not nearly as consistent. So I started using RedX. And what I've found to be very interesting is that their lead source has consistently increased their technology, where all of the other ones have fallen behind. So they've integrated a full platform. You have all your leads right here. You have your prices, your areas, your locations. You can identify where you want the information to be from. You can buy specific counties that you work in, and they vet their leads and refresh their leads daily. And it's freaking awesome. So thank you, RedX. There's the RedX fly cam up on the wall. Thank you guys for being a part of this with us. All right, let's do some FSBO calls, shall we? Now, it doesn't matter when you do FSBO calls, guys. I know oftentimes people are like, is it better in the mornings or better in the afternoons? All right, it's whenever, all right, because people are mobile. We all have cell phones, and we are mobile, so we can do them whenever we want to do them. And we can get a hold of people all during the day, all during the night, whenever you want, because everybody's mobile, okay? We don't have to worry about like whether or not people are home from dinner or whatever, because people don't do dinner anymore the same time. People don't drive home anymore the same time. All right, you know what I mean. All right, let's get on it, shall we? So I just pulled up a list. I eliminated all of the leads I didn't want as far as price point, and then the location of the leads as well. And so I'm going to go ahead and just start the dialer here. Oh, I have a client calling me real quick. Let me text her. I'll call you back. All right. All right. So what I was saying was, so on this system, we have all of our lead sources, right? All the leads. You can do new. You can pull up your in progress, your successful, your listed, all that you can identify. So it keeps track and filters out everything that you want it to be on the system. And then the dialer is integrated. So then I push dial, right? And it'll start dialing, and it calls me. First. Now, it will pull up when it dials. It will pull up, and you can identify whether or not to use to exclude the numbers on the do not call list, mobile numbers, et cetera, et cetera. So you can choose that. It tells you, and if you choose to dial mobile numbers, some areas legally you can't dial them, or if they're on the do not call list, you can't dial them. Here in Utah, we have a law that enables us, because we're not selling a product, we're a service-based industry, that we can still call people on the do not call list, or at least that's how I understand it. And the funny thing is that out of 764 numbers, 524 of them are on the do not call list. So it's quite interesting. So I'm going to start this. Okay, so we're signed in, and then all I have to do is push the dial button, and it calls 3 lines. Got my Clozer Cult script book. Yeah, baby. That's what I'm talking about. For some reason, that one picked up.
Hello.
Hi. Hey, I was calling about you had a home for sale a little bit ago here in Payson. Is that still for sale?
Not in Payson.
Okay.
Not in Payson.
Is it somewhere else?
Is that showing? Where's that showing?
Just online on
Well, where is it showing up in Payson?
Like a lead source. It's 724 North, 1010 West.
Yeah, that's in Pleasant Grove.
Oh, it is. Okay.
So I'm confused.
So it must have come on.
Confused how you guys are.
Okay, so it must have been off of Zillow then, because this info was pulled from Zillow. So there must be something wrong on the Zillow.
Yeah, I didn't. Yeah, we didn't put it on Zillow. We put it on KSL.
Oh, maybe that was it then. Okay, whatever the lead source was off of, that's.
Payson, Jen. It's coming off Payson, he's saying.
Are you getting a lot of agents asking that same question?
Showing. A couple this morning, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Are you an agent?
Yeah, yeah. My name's Al. I'm with Real Broker. So you're obviously selling it for sell by owner, right?
We are.
Okay,
yep.
I'm
the next agent, so I'm not.
What's that? Say that again.
I said I'm an ex-agent myself, so we're going to just try by owner for a while.
Cool, that's awesome. Yeah. But it is in PG though, huh? Not in Payson.
Yeah, and it's in the state sale. It's my mother-in-law died.
Oh, it is. Okay.
So.
Okay. Nice. How's it going for you? Have you had any hits or offers on it yet?
We've had a lot of action. I think the interest rates are really hurting because to get a loan for $400,000 is
it's like
anywhere in those ranges.
It's like getting one for $6 now.
Payments are. Yeah, and I'm you're in the business, so you may be finding the same problem.
Yeah, it's pretty wild. We're still selling a bunch. It's just
young couple.
Yeah, exactly. Especially like a starter type home, or a home in this price range is basically a first time home buyer. There's a few different programs right now that people are using, and then obviously like a 2-1 buy down and a 3-1 buy down are really helpful right now for first time home buyers. And so I'm helping.
There's one from Mountain America that's really good too.
Oh, is it? Tell me about that one.
I think it's based on a 40-year loan.
Oh, really?
And but it's a 10-year. But your payments are based on a 40-year loan, but it's a 10-year loan that balloons at 10 years, which is a lot of people. By then, something should happen.
Yeah, you should refi.
you got real low payment, and there's no mortgage insurance. They elected not to. It's their own loan, so they elected not to do mortgage insurance. So that's another savings right there.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, that doesn't suck.
Anyway,
Okay, so this is an estate sale, and then
anyway,
so what's your time frame as far as doing it? Obviously, you're an agent, so this isn't, or you used to be an agent, so this isn't your first rodeo. What's your?
I'm not an agent. I'm an ex-agent. I used to be an agent.
Okay, cool. So this isn't your
Right,
first
an
rodeo.
ex-agent.
What's your time frame on it before you decide to maybe go the listed route on it?
Well, it's an estate, so it's not in any hurry. There's no mortgage on it.
Oh, good. Okay.
It's not like we're in trouble or anything.
Okay.
Like, I mean, sure. I mean, like to get the family paid back, but we're not going to do it as stupid thing. So
Okay. Let me ask you this.
Any rush?
Since I have you on the phone, can I ask you a few questions about it?
Sure.
So what are you currently priced at right now?
I think my daughter put it at $479.
$479. Okay.
I think she should come down 10,000 myself, but we'll see what happens.
Okay. And what's the square footage?
It's in just over 2,000.
Oh, it is. Okay. Okay. And how many beds? How many baths?
2 and 4.
Okay.
So 2 baths, 4 bedrooms.
Okay. 4 bed, 2 bath.
No basement.
No basement at all?
No, that's one of the reasons that my wife's parents bought that, is because they didn't want to have any stairs.
Yeah, that actually could be a really good benefit.
So for an older person,
yeah,
it's really good, because it's only, I think there's one step into the place, which you could easily put a ramp on one step.
So just so you know, you probably know this, or you've probably heard of this before, but houses like that, if marketed correctly, will pull a premium because there's so few of them in Utah like that, where it's all one level living.
Yeah, you can look at it that way. You can look at it both ways. You can look at it as a deficit, because a lot of people say I want a basement,
right?
Or you can look at it, like you just said, as an asset.
Oh yeah,
a positive. So it depends. I mean, I've had a lot of, Corbin, turn that off. I've had a lot of people call, and that's the main complaint, is it doesn't have the basement. So
okay,
it seems like to a lot of people, I mean, the right couple or like right person, someone that is in a wheelchair would be perfect for them. But that's rare.
Because I've been doing senior communities and
the
estate sales for almost 20 years now, and oftentimes when we find a property like that, it typically goes for a premium because there's so few of them, and the elderly, they don't even want a basement if they can help it, because it's just blank empty space that's unusable.
It's dangerous for them.
Yeah, right. That too. Yeah, for sure. Okay. And how'd you guys come up with the price?
Anyway, it is what it is. Just did a lot of comparables. I think it's a little high.
Do you? What makes you feel that way?
A little high. I think it just a couple reasons. Looking at comparables, because it's what the market will bear. It's not what you think. It's what it'll sell for.
Right. Exactly.
You're a realtor. But if you have it up for 2 months and nothing happens, that tells you that that's not you're in the wrong ballpark.
Right.
If you're marketing right and you've got it out there advertised.
Right. How do you feel like it's being marketed?
Well, we're not like I said, it's in the States, so we're not super aggressive. We got it at KSL, and we've got it, I guess my wife did say it's on Zillow, which I'm surprised. And then we have a sign out front. We've got a lot of people that drove by and called us. In fact, I've got more from that than anything.
Yeah.
People driving by and looking at it.
Okay.
Because where they're at, I've never seen a for sale sign in their area.
And is this in a in kind of a adult community? Is this in like a retirement type community?
No,
It's not?
no,
Okay.
not at all. It's a
Okay.
neighborhood.
Okay.
It's a neighborhood.
I was just curious. Okay. Well, let
But
me ask you, any other
yeah,
upgrades to the house, like kitchen or yard or anything like that?
it has a kitchen. If that's what, I'm
Has it
not
been
sure what you
upgraded
mean.
at all?
Upgrades. Oh, I see what you're saying.
Like remodeled or anything?
No, but this brand new carpet, brand new whole house been painted inside, brand
Oh,
new roof, brand new furnace. I mean, she being that she was kind of kooky. She didn't want anything. She would overdo things,
okay.
and I mean, she'd have the furnace checked 3 times a year, and it's like, what are you doing? Drove me up
Wow.
the wall. And it's a 90%. It's a 90% efficient furnace, and the air conditions in perfect condition. Everything's in perfect condition because she'd sit around all night day thinking about what she could do that something's going to break down. So she'd have people come over all the time fixing things.
Right.
And I said, you don't need things fixed that often. They don't break that often. But anyway.
So let me ask you this.
So new carpet, new.
A property like this in this area, one level living, and I don't know if this would work for you or not, or if it would actually work at all, we would have to look at the numbers and stuff, but I've seen properties like this go for a premium. Like I said, you're at 479. The last one I sold that was similar to this was well over 500. Now, granted, the market has changed a little bit. But you have the square footage, you have the beds and baths, and you have the location. If we could figure out a way that by working together on it, we could net more money even after commissions. I mean, you'd be open to at least exploring that, right?
I could take your number, but right now I'm really not.
Okay.
We're kind of just like I said. If I was in trouble,
Yeah. Right.
and I needed to move it fast, but there's nothing. I mean, a little pressure from the other kids in the family that
Right.
they want to get their money out of it. But I feel I'm telling them, don't be stupid.
Right.
And lose $50,000, $60,000, $70,000 because you're in a hurry.
Right.
It's stupid.
Well, and that's my other point too, is if you
son-in-law,
undersell it, you could be losing money on the top end, right? So, and that's why I ask is, I mean, if you could sell this thing for, 510, because I'm looking at price per square foot over there, that's not that far off. And then if what you're telling me is true, as far as the condition is perfect, you have a senior couple that comes into the area, this is perfect for them, and they got 500 cash they're willing to dump on it, or 510 cash. I mean, that would be that would be ideal,
yeah,
right?
but again, I understand how the market works. It's what the market bears. And
Mm-hmm.
if they were knocking my doors down to get into that place, most people. I mean, I'll take your name, and I mean, we've got family members that are realtors, and so.
Yeah, right. Everybody does, yeah.
Yeah, everyone has. Yeah, exactly. That's one of the problems too. But if it was that great of an area, I mean, here's the problem. People go by and I have the price out there. And the reason I put the price on the sign out there is because I don't want tons of calls. I want serious people.
Right.
And when I don't put the price on there, I get looky-loos, and they're driving me up the wall. I got to drive over there. I'm in Orem. I got to drive over to Pleasant Grove, and I got to show it. And then, the last person I showed it to didn't even ask me the price. I mean, it's like you want to see it, don't you? But you don't care about the price. Okay, you want it for $1 million.
Right.
Anyway, it was like ridiculous. I could tell. And then she says, well, I'm going through a divorce. I don't even know if I have any money. I'm going, what are you wasting my time?
Why are we even looking at this? Yeah. Well, and the reason I ask, so I had another house. There was an elderly couple that I worked with just the end of last year, and they had a house over this is a different area, obviously, but the same principle. They were over in West Jordan, and this house was for sale for 500. And I saw it and I went, there's just no way. This thing's worth way more than that. I called them up, convinced them to allow me to meet with them. I did comps on it, worked my magic after, the experience that I have in this marketplace. And I said, look, I know you're asking 500, but your house is worth 9. They're like, nope, there's no way. There's no way. Our neighbor friend who was a realtor, she said it was worth 5 and we're going to go with her. We're going to list with her. I said, look, just give me a chance on this. Let me put it on the market. I had the home sold in a week for 9 and they were about ready to dump it for 5. And because of my marketing and the methods that I use to market properties that are unique like this, I think there could be a potential with this property as far as just simply looking at the location, the features and benefits, and the fact that it's under 500 is a strong indication to me we might be able to get more out of it.
Well, send me your information.
Okay.
You've got my number, so you can just text me.
Yeah. What's your first name?
I'll think about it. And I'm Craig.
You're Craig. Okay. Awesome.
Are you in Utah Valley or are you in Salt Lake?
I actually live right on the border, right at Draper. So I've been working the whole valley. I work from Santa Quin to basically North Ogden with my team. But so let me.
What realty company?
I'm with Real Broker. So my company is called Merrill Real Estate, and then I'm licensed with Real Broker.
Are you the broker?
No, I'm not a broker. I'm the owner.
Are you the broker?
No, I'm the owner.
Oh, so you have a broker that's under you.
Yeah, there's a broker.
So you are a broker.
No, I'm not a broker. I'm the owner of the team. Yeah. No, I don't broker. I'm not the broker.
Understand.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter to me. But you can't be you can be an owner, but you still, there still has to be a broker somewhere in there.
Yeah, we have a broker. Yes.
By law.
Yep. Yeah. And the company is called Real Broker. And so it's actually I don't know if you've heard of EXP Realty. It's a real similar system as EXP. So the technology is real high end. It's all mostly online systems. It's all cloud based. So there's not a lot of brick and mortar. Even though I have my own office, there's not a lot of offices. A lot of people work out of their house. Yeah. But so okay, cool.
Yeah, send it over. I've got to go to a granddaughter ball game right now.
Okay.
And, but your first name was what?
My name's Alma.
Alma. Okay, I'll remember that.
Yeah, not hard to remember around these parts. Okay, cool.
What is your commission right now? 6%?
Yeah, typically. I mean, it's negotiable.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's
normal.
Yeah, typically 6%.
Okay.
Let me ask you this real quick, Craig. Are you going over there anytime soon to look at it? Because I really want to see kind of the layout and some of the finishing features of it. Are you going to be over there anytime soon?
What you can do is, if you're down in that area, give me a call. I work at doTERRA, which is only a mile from the house.
Oh yeah.
Down there in Pleasant Grove, and usually around lunchtime is good. Sometimes, it doesn't have to be. I can get out of there, but if you're down in the area, you can stop by. But how do I put this?
I get it. You don't want to work with an agent. You want to save on the commission. When I see a property like this, I see the ability to potentially work together on it if we can net you what you need to. I keep seeing a lot of properties like this that are.
And that would probably be the only way that I'd probably talk about it. So like if you thought you had a buyer at 510 and that covered the commission,
yes,
to where we're looking to take care of 6 siblings, and that's kind of what it is. It's just an estate sale, and they all want their money.
Yeah, and they always want more if you can get it.
Sure, but I'm not gonna, because of the interest rate right now, I'm not gonna knock it down to a certain point and then be stupid.
Right.
I'd rather rent it and get $2,500 a month.
I don't think interest rate's going to be a problem right now.
For a couple of years.
I think you're going to be a cash buyer on this one. That's what I truly believe. If you allowed me to market this correctly, I would be marketing it to elderly folks, retirees, things like that. Target marketing those like I've done for years, and we would find a cash buyer for it.
Yeah.
Because it's a unique house. It's very rare, especially in Utah, not to have a basement and to have a slab property. that's full accessible.
Yeah, that's why they bought it in the first place. 20 years ago, whenever.
Exactly. Okay. Well, you said you'd be typically around like lunchtime. You're usually available.
You could give me a call and see if it would work out. I'm always over at doTERRA.
Okay.
Except for Fridays, I'm always there. And
what
so
does
if
your
you're down in the area and couple?
What does your like tomorrow look like around lunch? Or
I've got to go get a cart registered tomorrow, but maybe the next day might work.
Like Wednesday. Okay. Let's shoot for Wednesday. I'll just put it on my schedule and I'll hit you up. And then what I'll do between now and then, I'll just work my magic on the numbers and just kind of see where the values are. And I'll be totally candid with you on the values. If it doesn't make sense to do what I think we can do with it.
It'd be better if you did that after you saw the house.
Yeah, for sure.
It'd be better if you made your numbers after you saw the house. In my opinion.
I'll do some of it before and the rest of it after. But I
mean, you got the basic idea of what the house is, but pictures worth 1,000 words, if you know what I mean.
For sure. Yep. And this isn't your first rodeo, obviously, so you'll know as well as I will whether or not it makes sense for us to work together on it, just depending on what I can bring to the table as far as marketing, exposing, and being able to actually get you that number.
Yep. So, yeah, just give me a call Wednesday. Tomorrow's not a good day.
Yeah, we'll plan on Wednesday at noon, and then I'll call you beforehand, but that'll give me a little time to kind of look a little deeper as well. Okay. Sounds good. Appreciate it, Craig. And if what we talk about makes sense and we're comfortable working together on it, is there anything that would stop us from working together or listing it?
Yeah, the other state kids.
Okay, cool. So we would have to just satisfy their needs as far as their take home.
I just have to make sure they're all good with it too. My brother and my wife, sister, my brother and we're both married, sister and brothers.
Okay.
So I'm working with my brother too, also with him, because his wife is my wife's sister.
Okay. Got it.
And so, they're the two main parties. The other ones are kind of out of town, and so we're the ones doing it. Anyway.
Okay.
I got to run. I want to be on time to a
granddaughter
basketball game.
Thanks, Craig. I'll see you on Wednesday.
Take care.
All right. Talk to you soon. Okay, bye.
Okay, bye.
I don't know if he was like, that guy was really an a-hole or if he was like, that guy's really persistent. Either way, we're meeting on Wednesday. So that is a good thing. 1 for 1 right there. All right. So I would love your feedback down below, guys. Tell me what you thought as far as down below, like as far as give me your comments. Ask me ask questions. I want to know what your thoughts were on that call and with that client. That was a 1 for 1. That was really good as far as just setting an appointment. And I'm going to go ahead and just set this up. What I do when I do this, I don't know if you guys can really see this, but I have an iPad. I have my calendar on here. It's connected obviously to all my systems. I have my iPad down here, so I don't have to use any paper or anything like that. Everything's just seamless. And then I'm able to just put everything in simply into my system. And then I do when I save it on my iPad, on my calendar, goes on everything, obviously. And then I also have to take all my notes as far as the listing appointment sheet. I use a system called Notability, and that gives me, I'm able to write down all of my data. So his name, number, date of the property, where I got the info, the source, which was Red X, all of that I write down on here. And then I'm able to keep track of everything. And then when I list the property, all this information is ready to rock when I send it to my assistant and to my title rep and all of those. If I double side it and I bring a buyer as well, I send this to my lender. They have all the information on the property and everything. So makes it really seamless and kills, 3 birds with 1 stone if you do it all at the same time. So, all right, well, that's 1 call. I'm going to do more calls, but I'm going to break it up into different segments. So that was 1. Write down below, guys, what you think. Give me your comments on what you thought as far as how that call went, what I could have done differently. Critique it. What do you think? I learned from you as well. So, I know I've been doing this a long time, but I still use my own scripts too. Like, I always have my script in front of me so that if I skip around, I can get back on task. For him, we had a real good rapport right up front. It was a pretty easy conversation, in my opinion. So I didn't really stay on script very much. I just kind of straight went for the throat on that. And if you ever feel that way, then just do it. It makes sense. So, all right. I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching another episode of Clozer Cult Prospecting 101, baby.